Hello there everyone, we're going to talk to you about a person that had difficult times in his life, and a hard life too, Satoshi Tajiri.
Okay, so firstly, Satoshi at his early life. So he's born on August 28, 1965 at Tokyo. His dad was selling car for Nissan, his mom was housewife. Secondly, the childhood. So all of the Satoshi Tajiri friend was calling him Dr. Bug because he was passionate by bugs. He had an Asperger's syndrome. This is what Marco gonna tell you after this. He lived at Tokyo and he skipped class to play at the arcade.
For the third part of this video, I'm going to tell you about the Asperger's syndrome because the majority of you don't know what it is. It is a form of autism that greatly increases intelligence and imagination for the one who possesses it, but completely negate the actions of others, and the person who have it have very difficult times making friends. The fourth part of this video will be consecrated to Satoshi's adulthood. His dad wanted him to work for the Tokyo Electric Power Company. For his first job, he created a magazine called Game Freak that really worked well, and he named this company after this magazine, but we will talk about this later. He created the Pokemon as a second job. He never married someone, neither he had child. That's not cool. And he continued living in Tokyo.
For the fifth part of this video, we're gonna talk about the hometown and the country. So when he was young, Tokyo was smaller and poorer than now, and it was more easy for him to find bugs because of this. And he was always happy because it was always a possibility to go outside and capturing bugs. So this is the hometown and country. So for the sixth part of this, we're gonna talk about adversity and obstacle. So the biggest obstacle, he has his Asperger's syndrome, but he put his impressive creativity to good use by creating Pokemon. The 16th December 1997, a Pokemon TV show episode aired and made more than 700 people have seizures from epilepsy. Then the show got banned for years, so he couldn't make money for years. When he created the first Pokemon game, he worked very hard, more than a normal person, without payment.
For the seventh part, I'm going to talk about why he's so successful and popular. Well, he releases the first Pokemon game on September 12, 1988, the Fire Red and Leaf Green version. Since then, he worked for a new Pokemon game every 2 to 3 years. He worked for other big video games. That's making him more popular because his name is in the credits. And one of the more important moments of his career is when he releases for the first time Pokemon and the Pokemon TV show, because they make money for him, but while they're in development, they couldn't make money for him. So if it didn't work, he will be broke now. What would be this world if Pokemon weren't successful? For the eighth part of this video, I'm going to talk about his life at the moment. He's now living in Tokyo, like he didn't quit his hometown. He's 51 years old. He is nearly always working on a new Pokemon game. And one of the recent events of his life is Pokemon Go. Who don't know what it is? It's making another big hit like every other Pokemon game, while also making the grown-ups play Pokemon. That's awesome. And the one event to be anticipated for his life is the new Sun and Moon Pokemon game releases soon, like November. I don't know, it could be reported, but I hope it will be for November.
So for the 9 parts, I'm going to tell you how do we feel about it. So it's inspiring for people that are affected by Asperger's syndrome because they can see someone who uses it as an advantage to be brilliant and creative, and it showed that everyone can pursue their dreams. Satoshi one was to make his passion for bugs accessible for everyone and be creating Pokemon, and he did. Now, a major part of people know about Pokemon.
Now here it is to conclude the fun facts.
Fun fact! So, he played so much at the arcade, then he won an actual arcade machine for Space Invader.
His favorite Pokemon is Poliwag.
Poliwag.
Here's an image if you want.